Good afternoon. For our assistive technology project, I decided to do it on PECS. PECS is the Picture Exchange Communication System. PECS allows people with limited to no communication the ability to communicate through pictures. It is also used to communicate feelings or things that need to be done. So, for example, if a student needs to use the restroom, grab a drink of water, or simply needs a break from the task that they are doing, they are able to use the system PECS to communicate those needs and desires and wants. PECS is primarily used for students on the autism spectrum. It is used both at school and at home. So both teachers and parents use PECS and use the PECS book for their student or for their students or child to communicate back and forth with them. CCSD, Clark County School District, offers many trainings for both educators and also for the parents, which I find fabulous, to teach them how to use PECS, the correct way, the incorrect way to use PECS, and gives parents the ability to communicate with their child, which is what every parent, especially parents of children on the autism spectrum, want and need more than anything in the world. If a student has a PECS book, you would find that in the IEP, in their IEP under supplementary aids. And under supplementary aids, there's a couple columns. So it would be PECS book, and then it would be used school-wide because you wouldn't just use it in your classroom, you use it in specials, recess, lunch. On the bus they can use it, and then like I said, at home they would use it as well. So in the IEP you would find it under supplementary aids. I have used PECS with my students both in primary autism and intermediate autism. There are 6 phases to PECS, which I will go through in a little bit. And I have seen drastic differences in my students from when I first saw them, when they had no way of communicating, to when we introduced the pictures to them and they were able to communicate what they wanted to work for, that they had to go to the bathroom, that they weren't feeling good. It eliminates quite a few things. And it's not hard. As a teacher, it's not a difficult process, and it's not difficult to teach students that need to use it. At some points in the PECS system, in the phases, you have to have 2 adults, so 1 aide and yourself, or the speech pathologist and yourself, for example. Excuse me. Like I said, it benefits all. Some of the benefits that I found on my research and from personal experience is it cuts down on tantrums. It cuts down on odd behavior. So a student who cannot communicate with you might hit, bite, punch you just to get your attention because he can't say, "Oh, Miss Smallwood, Miss Smallwood, Miss Smallwood." They can't communicate that to you. And it also allows for increased communication. So I guess that's a given. You would think if they have pictures and they're able to communicate, then it's obviously going to increase their communication. And it also helps people develop verbal language. So now, like I said, we are going to move on with the 6 phases of PECS. And before I even go into it, students who have tablets or iPads that you may experience in your classroom or in observation hours to communicate with you, they have to complete all 6 phases according to CCSD to graduate to earn the tablet or something along those lines to help them communicate as well. But they will always have their PECS book too, because communication technology is not a guarantee to always work. So that's why it's very important for students to learn the complete steps of the PECS book. So if their tablet dies, they don't lose their voice. They have their book that can help them communicate with you. So we're going to move on to PECS Phase 1. PECS Phase 1 is how to communicate. A student learns to exchange one picture, just a single picture. So we'll grab the picture of the goldfish. One picture to communicate with you. So they grab a single picture, it's right there. The teacher is sitting on the side of them, and then that's when you want the other adult behind him, silently guiding him to grab the picture hand over hand and hand it to you. The teacher then will say, "Oh, Henry, you want goldfish. Okay." And then you give them 2-3 goldfishes. Phase 2 is distance and persistence. So you are still only using one picture, a single picture. Students learn to generalize their new skill by using it in different places with different people across distances, and it's also taught to be more persistent. So you would take, that one goldfish picture, for instance, bring it to the lunchroom, and the student has the picture in the lunchroom, and the student hands the aide the picture of the goldfish, and the aide will then give him the goldfish. So you're talking about a different place. It would be the lunchroom. The student is handing the picture to a different person, the aide instead of the teacher. And you want to keep up that persistence. You want them to know, hey, this is how I can talk. This works. This is cool. Your third step of PECS is picture discrimination. So this is when you bring in more than one picture. So you have the student learn to select from 2 or more pictures, and the pictures are placed in a PECS book. And a PECS book looks like this, and I will go over it more later. PECS Phase 4 is sentence structure. So as soon as the student learns, hey, this book right here lets me talk, you want to have a simple sentence strip on a detachable thing that goes in the PECS book as well. And it's an I want picture. So there's a picture that says I want, and then there's a room, space, for the student to put what they want. So they want goldfish. So at the end of that sentence, they put the goldfish and hand you the sentence strip. And once again, you go, "Oh, Henry, you want goldfish. Here you go." Phase 5 is answering questions. Students learn to use PECS to answer the question, what do you want? So let's say a student is completing their work. They earned all of their tokens on the token board. And you say, "Oh, Henry, what do you want?" Henry is going to know to go into his communications book, flip through it, and see what they want. Maybe he doesn't want that goldfish cracker right now. Maybe he wants a fruit snack. So he knows to go in his PECS book that has all of these pictures in it and hand you what it is that he wants. The final phase of PECS, Phase 6, is commenting. The student is taught to comment in response to questions such as, what do you see? What do you hear? What is that? They start to make sentences. I see Miss Smallwood. I see another student. I see Bobby. Or I hear a violin. So the student, the last phase, is learning how to comment on a question that you, as a teacher, may ask them. Now you may ask, okay, where do I get all these pictures from? How do I, this looks like a tedious thing to fill up this whole book with pictures. And it is, not going to lie, it is. You can get general pictures online. There's plenty of softwares out there, and somebody in the special education system or even the assistive technology people with CCSD can hook you up with those pictures, no problem. One thing that I did find that I really, really loved, and I found it from a coworker that teaches autism as well, is called PECS. So PECS is an app. You can have it on your iPhone or an Android. And all it is an app where you can take your phone and take a picture using your phone. So let's say Jimmy really, really, really likes this squishy thing. So you can put it down, take your phone, click on it, take a picture of it, choose the size, which you're going to probably want a square because that's what fits in the PECS books the best. And you are also allowed to label the picture. So like you can see here, it's labeled, maybe not. You can see that it's labeled markers, or the bottom one, lacing beads. You then choose the pictures and you send it to your email or whatever you want to use. And then from that point, you can print them in color and you laminate them, cut them out, and bam, you have your pictures ready for your student in their PECS book. You don't just have pictures of food or toys or anything like that. I mean, we have plenty of them. Yeah, there's the picture of an airplane, train, truck, marker. But you also have pictures of feelings on here as well. So feelings are a very important thing for a student. They need to learn how to express their feelings. So if they're not feeling good, if they're sick, they can detach the card from their PECS book, hand it to the teacher or parent or aide, whoever they're handing it to, and that person knows that they're sick and they're not feeling that well. Or if they're mad, let's say they're doing an assignment that's super, super hard and they need all the help because they're getting mad. Maybe they need a break. So they hand you the picture of mad and you know, okay, the student's getting a little mad, so let's back down and maybe do something easier for a few minutes and then let's tackle this project again. So in general, that's PECS. It's a great tool to use, especially in the autism classroom. But like I said, it doesn't have to be just used for autistic children that are on the autism spectrum. It can be used for anybody that doesn't have a voice, can't communicate with you. So I hope all the questions are answered, and y'all have a good day.